Welcome back, everybody. Smokestrider here. We are right where we left off after the meeting the citizens of Whitechapel episode. So, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna make a few more fatigue treatments since we used those right up. We're gonna break down a bunch of stuff while we're here. That's everything. Can we upgrade? No, we need more handle parts. Let's do another anemia and another... Oh, we don't have potassium for that. Let's do a couple... There. Let's do one more of that. Alright. So, we found out in the last episode that Dorothy is actually Dorothea, of course, and that she's an immigrant from Romania. We also know that the woman named Camellia works for her, giving people those vouchers in the flower pots. Or at least putting them in the flower pots. Not sure if she gives the people them it directly. We cured or treated quite a few people for fatigue.
The Swanborough cordial will be the answer to all your problems.
So
as long as you have the money.
Our next stop is gonna be talking to Darius Petrescu, which is up this way. We also got a few different investigations. Let's actually go check those out and see what they are. Okay, local investigation. We need to find someone who can read the Braille alphabet. We've got 1 of 4. You've completed that one. And we've completed that one. We need to go to the cemetery to find Samuel. He's Tobias Whitaker's disciple. And we need to go find Barrett Lewis's box. We also need to talk to Gwyneth Brannigan and Dr. Tippett about the medical errors. And we still need to find out who's spying on Thelma, I guess. Alright. So let's get into it. Let's go knock on this door that we have a marker on.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Alright, so he's got bronchitis. Pretty sure we have a treatment for that. So we need to watch this guy, see what he's up to. Looks like he's going over to that building. I have a feeling Dorothy's in there, isn't she? And he's going to talk to her about me being here. Alright, he's knocking on the door. Wonder if I need to get closer through one of these walls. I don't think so. Maybe the other gate? Because there is a second one. Or maybe that did it. No, he's still at the door. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the other gate. Maybe it's the one that I need to look at him through. This one over here.
I cannot enter.
Oh, Dorothy is up there. As well as an unknown person who looks like a patient of some kind.
No one's there.
Huh. Alright, let's look around a little bit and see if there is somewhere that we can actually get in, or like a roof we can climb maybe would be helpful. Because yeah, the arrow is saying up, so let's look around. We might just get lucky and find something that we can use.
It's locked, all right.
That's locked. We've got a dead body here. Got quite a few of those here in the Whitechapel district, which is not uncommon in London. Lots of dead people
Its
here.
effectiveness has been proven by them.
I cannot enter.
Alright, let's actually look at the... So yeah, it says we need to investigate. So yeah, it's just saying we need to investigate his actions. But not quite sure how to do that. Can't knock on his door to get him to come here, and I hear a baby. Let me in. Maybe I need to talk to some people nearby.
Good evening, my dear.
London, personal questions? No.
Goodbye, Miss.
What about talking to these guys up here? Will they have anything to say?
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
Life in London, personal questions, nothing.
A gun?
Worse than a week-old lovey.
He has migraine, and I still don't have any treatment for head stuff. I have treatments for the heart and treatments for the lungs, but no treatments for the head. So I can't treat headaches, migraines, or neuralgia or whatever.
It's locked.
So, I will get back to you guys, and we'll resume the episode once I figure out what I need to do.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
I cannot enter.
They're just a bunch of rats.
It's locked, all right. There's no one in.
There we go. Welcome back, guys.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Alright, so turns out it's actually...
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius.
Turns out there's
Nearby
a
the church they just mentioned.
well-known bug with this part in the game. And it's been a while since the game has come out, so I guess they never fixed it. But you can get stuck trying to get the eavesdrop point to detect. So had to go look up on the internet how to continue, and they just said to reload or something like that. Wiggle around the gate, mash the interact and Vampire Senses button. So I did that. So we're back now. We have 2 people we need to talk to. Now we need to find Clayton Darby and talk with him. He should be, there he is, down here. And Nithercott. We need to talk to him about Darius.
Can I help you?
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Let's just ask this guy a few personal questions
Tell
real
me,
quick.
Clayton, do you really think this young woman stole your wallet?
Christina? Yes. I recently met her. A nice girl, despite her questionable conduct.
How exactly did you meet Christina?
During my investigation, I offered my hotel room to her to rest and get away from the street.
And what happened?
The next morning, my wallet and my watch had disappeared. I suppose that's what you get for being a good Samaritan.
If you are going to sleep with a lady of the night, Clayton, I would advise you to be cautious.
I can't really be mad at her, though. She's just trying to survive. She doesn't have many options.
Was it wise to become so intimate with a woman you were supposed to interview, Clayton?
Maybe it was. But I have learned to look for the inner truth and beauty in people.
Yeah, this one. He lacks impartiality, which is kind of what is happening in the media today.
I know more than enough to understand your situation. For a reporter, you certainly lack impartiality.
I would have expected more open-mindedness from an educated man like you, Dr. Reed. If you have no further wisdom to impart, I shall take leave.
What?
Was it wise to be...
Maybe it was.
I know more than enough to understand your...
I would have...
Okay, so I guess you can fail hints. That sucks. But it's alright.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Let's go with that one.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
It's because he knew you were following him. The letter was important. You idiot.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
No, I'm
Do you
just
need
here
any
to treat your
assistance, Miss
fatigue,
Popper?
ma'am.
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Did you steal Clayton Darby's wallet? Tell me the truth, Christina.
Of course I stole it. But I never thought he would come back to look for it.
Why did you do it? He seems to trust you.
For a time I thought he was different from other men. In the end, he just wanted to sleep with me. Same as the others.
Perhaps Clayton is different. Maybe you two should talk. A conversation couldn't hurt.
I know what I am and what people call me. I sleep with men for money. If I can accept that, why can't he? No. My future is with the ones I love, not with Clayton Darby.
The ones you love? The money you stole is not for you, then?
My brother is still in our hometown in Romania. I am the only one who can buy him a ticket to England.
Oh.
Tell me, Christina, is it worth risking your health and your life for your brother's safety?
He's the only family I have left. I had to leave Romania without him. I can't be happy until he is near me again.
I understand your concern. I spent many months away from my family when I served on the front line in France.
Every time I write to him, I fear I won't receive an answer. It kills me to know he is still there.
England is perhaps not the best place in the world to live at the present time. Are you certain it's worth the sacrifice?
You think you know it all because you fought in the war. But my brother is no soldier.
I know. We all understand the risks to soldiers, but we don't necessarily recognize the civilian casualties caused by these conflicts.
Yes, wars are decided by rich men who will never take the risk of being shot, raped, or maimed.
Does your brother know what you do to earn the money to bring him here?
Don't be simple, of course not. And he must never know. Everything will be different once he is here with me.
Alright, so I failed
Goodbye,
to get
miss.
that last 10.
Take care of
but,
yourself as best
it's
you
alright, I
can.
mean, it's not like I'm trying to eat anybody. So the extra... Well, it does hurt a little bit, because I get some experience for each one of those. Let's look for that mailbox. What about this one? Ah. It was in the trash can. Okay. My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. But there is also war going on here in England, a war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now. You have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me, and remember that your father loves you, all the way from this cold, damp country. I am as ever your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
And let's go talk to Nethercott now.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Alright, nothing to say there.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ah, he's a communist.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Alright. Speaking of, I think we got... Yeah, editor refusal letter. We got that while we were wandering around this area. Sycophant Publishing Ltd. Lavender Court, Camden Street, London. Dear Mr. Nethercott, thank you for sending your book of poems, Songs from the Defeated City, which we found as interesting and profound as we told you the first time we received it. Alas, in the terrible times our country is currently facing, you must understand that such title would be totally inappropriate for any publication. Thus, since you still refuse to change your title and demand the full publication or none of your work, I'm sorry to announce you that Sycophant Publishing chose the second option. With kindest regards, A.G. Morris. Let's talk to him real quick about that.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening.
Personal questions. Do you make a living
You
from your
don't
writing?
really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. Alright. Now to go talk to Darius again. It does kind of suck that I failed that hand. I guess I shouldn't talk to people exactly how I actually feel or actually would think. I think I need to more talk to them how they want to be talked to, which kind of sucks if I want to get everything out of them. Need to manipulate people. It's no
Mr.
fun.
Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Now quickly, take all of his stuff. And then we're also going to...
It's locked, all right.
It's locked. We're also going to treat him for bronchitis.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Do you
Medical
need
checkup.
some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be my lucky day.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me...
I do not...
Maybe something else will unlock later on in that one, because it didn't gray out.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Yeah. Alright, so
Goodbye,
that's
Mr.
everything
Petrescu.
from Petrescu. We've treated him for bronchitis. Time to go talk with Dorothy, who I believe is the one blackmailing. What's her name? What is her name? I'm so bad with names. Ashbury. There we go. Quite a lot of sick people in here.
Can you hear my voice?
He sounds like what Bishop sounded like.
I need help!
Alright, I'll help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
We lose him.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Yes. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Technically, I would say that we did everything we could, honestly.
To what do I owe this courtesy?
Obviously, you had the skull virus or
I
something.
suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Not gonna eat her. I don't think charm would be a good idea. I mean, I'm just a new vampire. I could make her forget too much. And if I make the wrong choice, she's the center of the community. If I make the wrong choice, if I kill her, the community goes into ruins. If I make her leave the community goes to ruins. So I need to make the right choice. I'm not doing embrace because that's kill. That means I'll eat her. That's off the table. If I charm her, I can supposedly manipulate memories, but I'm a new vampire. I can easily manipulate too much and make her wonder why she's even here. So I think that's the dangerous option. If I spare her and I look away but she resigns, that means she just resigns from the hospital, I think. Part of me really wants to look this up and see which is the right option. I think I'm going to spare. Because I really think charming, since I'm a new vampire, there's no way that I'd be able to have the refine. In one of the notes, we even said that it's a skill, the mesmerizing and stuff, is a skill that takes forever to learn. So I'm just going to spare.
No. Your place is here.
Thank God.
Killing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
Oh, thank God! I made the right choice.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
That was intense. I mean, sure, there was only 2. options, but I still really didn't want to screw it up. It was like 50-50. What the?
Oh, this one stinks already.
Pre-win people showed up, and I have the sneeze. Oh, jeez. What in the world was that? That was one hell of a weird sneeze. Oh yeah, you're dead. You guys killed all these people, you horrible monsters. But that should mean that the community still in serious condition. Most people are recovering though. It should improve once I rest. So that's good. So glad I didn't ruin the community, because I've read that you make like any mistakes and you don't get the good ending. Everything just goes to crap. So I'm just trying to do this right. Yes, I do have teeth. So do non-leeches. Everybody has teeth. I just have pointy teeth. Right. Hey, watch your language. Christian, Minecraft server. That's what you get. No foul language in my server, man. Gotta ban you for that, my dude. I'm sorry, that's really cringy. Cool. This door's been unlocked. We can do some upgrades and we can go report back to Lady Ashbury. But let me check how long we've been recording. Been going for 48 minutes, but about probably like 10 of that was just running around at the beginning, trying to figure out how to even get in there. So I'll run this for another 15 minutes and we'll just do a little more exploring and stuff like that. So exactly how much experience do I get for beating you? 5. I get 5 XP. Awesome. I'd have to kill like a gajillion of you guys if I ever wanted to level up off of killing. So yeah, killing people doesn't give like... Was he T-posed? I think he was T-posed. And then he wasn't T-posed.
It's one of them!
You dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. Too easy. I mean, they are actually for once, like, on my level. Not like 5 or 6 above. Okay, we can't go that way. We've got some signs over here. Quarantine. Got dead guy here. We've gotten quite a few rings. Can I even access this, or is it locked? It's locked. It doesn't open from this side. Let's check the map. What do we got here? I guess we can head back up and then head that way. We've got 2 merchants, of course. We've got that hideout. Let's make our way towards the graveyard, actually, because we do have a investigation over there to get Samuel back. But odds are he's probably in a predicament like a lot of the other citizens. I mean, he's in a graveyard. That's just bad news. Don't try jumping on me. I don't swing that way. Oh no. I'ma eat your face. Alright, any lootables back here? Notes of interest or anything? Because, yeah, every note we collect or things that unlock hints gives us just a tad bit more XP, and that's just really vital for the playthrough that we're doing, where we're not really killing anyone. We're also going to need to continue to try and be really smart about what we put our points into. I think I want to invest some points in unlocking some blood-powered upgrades. Heck, I might even take some time off-screen to just go back and forth killing a bunch of stuff for XP. Because every little bit will help. Alright, so there's a large beast. It's one of the Volcoids down there. It's got resistance to melee and blood. Luckily we have Shadow. A new weapon, used hatchet. Some lead rods. Another large beast down there. Come here, you. And also fight him at the same time. And this fight is over. There we go. See, even that guy who's a level 10 is only worth 5 XP, so yeah, we're gonna really need to farm like a lot, like clear areas out several times. Alright, I want to fight that guy. So, can I get back up? Yes, there we go. I'm gonna fight this beast. Bad dog. Bad dog. Oh no. Oh no. I'ma die. I'ma die. I'ma die. I'ma dibba die. He ate me. He's eating me. Bad puppy. Here, see how you like that. I'll bite you back. Bad dog. Oh, cool. I can break through this stuff. Didn't know that. That was really close. I almost died.
Don't forget, check every room, every door.
Alright, back up here. Oh, there's another above area.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside.
Let's check that out. It sounds curious. We also have this letter to Nurse Crane. My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brasov. England was not for us, and I confess I cannot wait to see again the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. I know that you do not agree with this decision, and that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End. But Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband. I will stay by his side. I know we had our arguments and our fights. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage this clinic of yours. But now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you ever were in great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please, think of me as much as I think of you. I am your affectionate sister, Theodora. Barrett, there's no easy way to say it, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on like this. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, it will crush him, and then he will kill you. We had some good time together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it, and I know it too, so I'm ending this right here and right now. Do you agree with my decision? I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again. You, Joe, and me in time, and then the most important part of our story will have been preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me. Goodbye for now, Jane Peterson.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Not good.
Turn around, sir. Burn it, Paul!
Yeah.
That leech is fine!
No flamethrower for you.
You'll pay for that!
Have I been over in this corner? Yes, this is where that chest was in the little hop-up point. Alright. Nothing to import that way. Let's check out this way. There's a dead skull. There's a little crate. Got a trash can here. Nothing over there. Alright, we're coming up to the church.
Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Alright, let's talk to these guys real quick.
Sir?
You never lose your focus. Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? And most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
It's because he's not Joe's son. He's Barrett's, isn't he? Because of the affair.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
It may be a bad choice, but I'm gonna give the box to Joe.
You again?
He deserves to know the truth.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
And you'd probably be able to do it.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I have a feeling he loves his son no matter what, even if his wife did cheat on him. And he still loves his wife, even though she was unfaithful. He is... Though he has a very unsavory job, and he probably takes out some anger on Barrett because of Barrett having had the affair with his wife. I think overall he has a good heart. Alright. So, I think that's about it for this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment your suggestions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're notified every time I upload new content. That's all for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.